Today we're going to evaluate a lease listing in Riverwalk. It's a neighborhood in Hutto, Texas. For those of you that don't know, Hutto is about 20 minutes northeast of downtown Austin, Texas. It's growing very rapidly. It's one of those places that, some years ago, Round Rock was extremely popular. And then you heard about Cedar Park. And then as the city's growing, people are moving just a little bit further out. And so Hutto has been growing rapidly. Georgetown has been growing rapidly. Leander. So you've probably heard all of those names, whether it's in headlines or in the media or whatever, right now. And so Hutto is, in my mind, it's extra special for a number of reasons. One, it has access to a road. And actually, I'm going to pull this up and show you. It has access to this road here, 130. 130 is a manufacturing haven. You have Samsung building a huge factory here, like one of the largest It's like 9 times the size of the Tesla Gigafactory, but also along this road is the Tesla Gigafactory. Easy access to the airport in less than 30 minutes, the Austin International Airport. You've got the Dell Diamond, which is where the Round Rock Express baseball games are played. Kalahari is really close to here. So Hutto is positioned to, I'll say, blow up, right? And so I had a client reach out and we were talking about like what are rentals looking like, because as I always say, the goal, if you are thinking longer term, the goal should be to rent out the property. And I'm not talking about institutional investors, but as a smaller investor or person that has this opportunity, it's great if you can rent out your property versus sell it, because 10, 20, 30 years down the line, you just look at what Austin has been doing and think about how great it would be to have that as a cushion or an extra savings plan when you go to retire or move on to the next step of your life. Okay, so I want to zoom in a little bit so you can see just how the neighborhood is set up, right? So there are a couple lakes around here and then the highway. So the Highway 130 is one of the fastest highway speed limits in the United States, which is incredible. Easy access. There's Tesla chargers along here. There's an HEB right across the street. And if you go down to this area, this in the yellow, it's probably only I'd say a 10-minute drive. And around here you have another big commercial place in Pflugerville, which is home to, was Best Buy, but home to like At Home, Home Depot, and a Cinemark and a lot of cool stuff. And so I can just see everything around here starting to grow. So what I want to show first is the colors of the houses. Red means it's leased out. And all of this is within the last 30 days. Red means it's been leased out in the last 30 days. Green means it's active for lease, which is current competition essentially, right? And then orange, my gosh, I forgot the colors. I was going to say brown. Orange means it's pending, which means they've accepted a lease application, but that person has not moved in yet, so it's not closed. And so something could fall out of favor in that case. So whenever you're looking at prices, if I'm evaluating a price, what should I lease or list my home at to lease? So like my investment home, you're looking at closed. You want to look at the red. So this is one way to look at it. This, hovering over, it's a pain. So I'm going to go to results here. And I've not filtered by any bedrooms or bathrooms or anything like that. So that's an important part of what I want to show you. So let's go through the stats like we always do. Over to the left, we have status, which is active, active under contract, pending, and closed. Okay, so that's the letters. Area is Hutto. We have the map laid out, so it doesn't really matter. Now, if I didn't circle the map in here, there might be another Riverwalk neighborhood in Buda. So you got to be really careful when we're doing these evaluations. And some people, they'll look on Zillow.com or Realtor.com or something else, and they have no idea what they're looking at. And they're like, oh, well, I see this one listed for this price, so I'm going to list mine at that price. That's not how you do it. That's why we're going through this. So these are the addresses. Bedrooms. Number of bedrooms is really important. When you're evaluating your home that you want to list or lease list, then you want to make sure that it matches the number of bedrooms. And then this is full baths and half baths. And so if you have let's say a 4-bedroom house that's 2.5 bathrooms, that's great. So I would only check the ones that are 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom first and say, okay, these are active. What are the ones that are closed at? 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. There's only one, right? And but this was in the last 30 days. Okay, so using that information, I see a couple here, a couple here. What's another 4-bedroom, 2.5? That's it. This one. So there's a few. Okay, so, and this isn't all-encompassing, but this is to give you kind of an idea. So we have that information. Next, I talked about half baths. Next is level. So is this a single story or a 2-story? Single stories can command more opportunity because people don't always want to, if somebody's 60 years old, they may or may not want to run up and down the stairs, right? Sometimes you get more space in the backyard. You get a loft area, so that's nice. But, if it's between your knees and having a little more space, I guess it depends. How old are your kids? If you have kids, what do you have pets that need a larger yard? All those are factors in play. And so you have to think about that when we're looking at leasing this property. The parking space is interesting because so like this says 4. That doesn't mean there's 4 garage spots. That means there might be 2 garage spots and 2 driveway spots or 4 driveway spots. It's really interesting because it just says parking. It doesn't say garage. We want to be very careful with that and see how many garage door spaces we have. Next is the year built. A lot of people are really worried about the year built lately, which is strange to me because a house that's built in 2001 might actually be a better quality construction than something built in 2017 based on the types of nails, types of boards, and all that because the pandemic affected the supply chain a lot, right? And you might not have some of the features, but as far as a rental goes, remember, this is a rental. You want to think about it from that perspective. This is a rental. Sure, it might have a home warranty on it if it's a 2017 because those last for about 10 years, but that's an evaluation that we will talk about during any kind of consultation. Next is your square footage. This is really important because the square footage people might not think about this all the way, but should dictate what your list price is because you can look at the list price per square foot. You see, this is completely random. This one's 95 cents per square foot. It started out on the market. So let me go through the rest of the things. So you have your list price per square foot. Closed price per square foot means it actually commanded that price that someone listed it at, then the actual price that it closed at, and these don't always match. So in this case, it seems like this Liard River Road is off, right? So they listed it at $21.50, it closed at $20.50, right? And then the date that it closed, and then this is the best portion right here, is how many days did it take for that to happen? And that's really what we're trying to evaluate. So because they priced it higher, it took 42 days to close before somebody was able to move in. And that's in March, we're starting to get into a peak leasing season. And so somebody like this, let's look at this one. They priced it at $1.29 a square foot. It's been on the market 54 days, and it's just sitting there because when a lot of these homes look the same on the inside, unless you did something special, a lot of these homes look the same on the inside because, this is a master planned community. So if the homes look the same, you're not offering anything different. Why would you charge more? Because you want more? That's fine, but it's going to sit longer. And that's what people need to understand when we're looking at these prices. So like this one, let's see here. So this is days on market. This is cumulative days on market. So I'm going to talk about this Lavaca Loop one, for example. So this one, it's listed at a good price right now. It's been on the market for 9 days, but this cumulative means it was on the market and then was taken off. So my guess is they probably had it priced way higher for a really long time, almost a year, and then all of a sudden they said, you know what, forget it, let's just drop it to a reasonable price and see what we get. So it's still active right now. So let's look at what's actually closed. Again, so Dana Drive, great example, $1.03 a square foot, $1 a square foot, $1.05, $1.15. So we're seeing about $1.06, $1.07 per square foot. And that seems to be a really solid price point to be able to get it listed out within about a 30-day time. So that's my quick high-level assessment of this neighborhood. If you want a specific home evaluated, all you need to do is drop a link in the comments or hit me up on ianofAustin.com. You can send me a message there or on Instagram, and I'll go through it with you. But this should give you an indication of a neighborhood like this, where we're at as far as being able to price a listing for lease to be ready to get it rented out at this time in the year and with this number of days. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Hopefully this was super helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.